Hello everybody, ladies and gentlemen, this is your boy Jubbz, and today we're gonna be playing Legendary Trails in the Sky. Wait, I should probably go ahead and be showing. Am I getting it? Okay, I'm getting it. Hello everybody, ladies and gentlemen, this is your boy Jubbz, and today we're going to be playing Legend of Heroes Trails in the Sky. Okay, visible 45 degree. Click. I guess we should proceed. Normal average difficulty. A difficult setting. For those who find normal a bit lacking, it's your funeral. May adios be with you. Oh wow. The actual difficulty settings. I don't want to go into this blind. I ain't never played this game before. I don't even know what this RPG is like. So let's go ahead and find that out. Alrighty then, let's go.
Daddy's really late. I got a message from the guild saying he'd be home today.
Oh, I forgot to add the word too. Well, I'm dumb.
His sheriff's gone traveling around the kingdom on some kind of training. I'm so bored. Maybe I'll just practice with my staff a bit more before dinner.
I'm home!
Daddy!
Sorry to have kept you waiting, Estelle. Did you take good care of the house while I was away?
Of course I did. Did you run into any trouble, Daddy? Did you get hurt fighting the bad monsters? You didn't get hurt fighting the bad monsters, did you?
Nope, I'm fit as a fiddle. That reminds me, though, I bought you a present.
Really? What kind of present? A new fishing pole? Sneakers? Something for my training?
Maybe I raised you wrong, Estelle. Aren't little girls supposed to like clothes and jewelry?
I like pretty clothes, but they just get dirty. And jewelry breaks when you go play outside with it on. Anyway, Daddy, what's with the big blanket? Is that my present?
Oh, yes, up one. Now, why don't you come over and have a look?
What?
Well, here you are. Quite a handsome boy, don't you think?
What? Why is my present a boy?
Don't make such a fuss or you'll wake him up.
Wake him up? You mean he's still...
You actually thought he was dead?
Looks kind of dead if you ask me.
I've treated his wounds, so he should be in stable condition. In the meantime, however, we'll need to let him rest. I'll put him to bed, so if you wouldn't mind heating a kettle of water over on the stove, I'd appreciate it.
Okay. He sure sleeps soundly. And he almost looks the same age as me. This is the first time I've ever seen black hair like that, too.
He certainly does have a nice head of dark hair, and a pair of amber eyes to go with it.
That's nice and all, but how about you come clean and fess up?
Fess up?
Yeah, who is this kid anyway? And why is he hurt? Why did you bring him to our house? Is he an illegitimate child or something? Did you betray Mommy?
Where have you been picking up these kinds of words? No doubt from Sherzad, I assume.
Yep, that's right.
For heaven's sake! That girl is going to get me in trouble one of these days with all of her nonsense. Actually, I just met this boy while I was out on business. I don't even know his name.
You mean Bracer business?
Something like that. Oh, look.
Huh?
He's waking up.
Wow, he's eyes are the same, really are the color of amber. Where am I?
So you're awake now, are you? Welcome to my humble home. You'll be safe here, so please just try to rest.
What are you trying to pull? Huh? You must be out of your mind. Why didn't you just leave me there to die?
Why? Now, that's a question I don't know how to answer. Does things just work out that way for you?
Don't torment me, Cassius Bright! Do you have any idea what you're getting yourself involved in? Hey! You sure sound a lot for someone who's supposed to be hurt. Running your mouth like that is gonna take longer for your body to heal. And just who are you supposed to be? I'm Estelle! Estelle Bright!
She's my daughter. Don't you remember me telling you that I have a daughter your age?
Now that you mention it... Wait a minute! Don't try to change the subject! Ow! Quit yelling! Alright already! But you keep jumping on me like that isn't gonna make me heal any faster. I don't hear you yelling again, do I? Look, jumping on me like that is just going to make things worse. Do I hear yelling? Never mind, just forget it.
As a word of advice, it would be wise to not argue with Estelle when you're in this house. Even I wouldn't stand a chance if I made her mad enough.
Yeah, I can see that. By the way, are you forgetting something? Huh? Your name. You know, that thing people call you. I told you mine already, so I think it would be unfair and impolite to not tell me yours. Fine. My name is...
What, do I insert name here? Oh. What the... Oh, well, whatever, man. Shoot. And that's our intro. But we need to hurry and proceed.
Oh, it's so bright in here. I slept like a rock. That must mean it's Dad's turn to cook this morning. I wonder if that means Joshua's still in bed.
Joshua.
I guess that's a no. Well, I guess I'd better get myself ready then, too. Nice, Joshua. Bravo!
Good morning, Estelle. I hope I didn't wake you.
Now, I was already up when you started to play. I can't believe how awake you are, though. Even the roosters still have bags under their eyes. Not that I mind, with that siren song of yours gently lulling this beautiful woman from her slumber.
What do you mean? What do you mean, woman? We're still the same age, and I'm hardly a man.
How wrong you are, Joshua. We may be the same age, but I am clearly the woman at the house. And that makes you something like my loyal follower, wouldn't you agree?
Yeah, how unfortunate for you.
You could at least try and sound a tiny bit sincere. It really is a nice tune, though. Cheerful yet somehow wistful. I like your other songs too, of course, but this one's my favorite. What's it called again?
The Whereabouts of Light.
That's right, The Whereabouts of Light. Wish I could play the harmonica like you, Joshua. Sadly, it's a lot harder than it looks.
Compared to what it takes to use a staff, I think the harmonica is much easier. It's really just a matter of concentration.
You're probably right. I guess my problem is just that if I don't do something that uses my whole body, I start to feel drowsy. Okay, playing the harmonica is fine enough, but how about getting some exercise too? All your hobbies are sitting around kind of stuff like reading and music. No girl is gonna be impressed with that.
Well, excuse me for being so unpopular with the ladies. Although I feel like I should be the one lecturing you about your hobbies. I mean, what kind of boy wants a girl who loves fishing, collecting bugs, and has a fetish for sports shoes?
Well, that's enough talk about hobby for now. And for your information, I graduated from a bug collecting a long time ago.
Oh wow, that was bad. Really? I'll believe you when I stop finding beetles in the hallway. Hey, Estelle! Joshua!
Morning, Dad!
Good morning, Dad. Is breakfast ready? It's ready and waiting. And why don't the both of you come hurry on down before it gets cold?
Okay.
I'm on my way.
Thanks for the grub, Dad. Boy, am I stuffed.
Are you eating or inhaling, Estelle?
People say kids who eat and sleep grow a lot.
Well, make sure you get enough to eat, but don't forget to pour that energy into your work too. That reminds me, you two are finishing up your training at the guild today, aren't you? That's right. It'll be a review of everything we've learned up to this point.
Once we finish, we'll be braces just like you, Dad. That means I'm not gonna let you treat me like a little kid anymore.
You still lack understanding, Estelle. You can only become a junior bracer in the beginning, or in other words, a trainee. If you want to be treated like an adult, you should work extra hard during your training to become a full-fledged bracer.
Well, I'm not afraid of a little hard work. Just you watch and see what I'm capable of, Dad. I'll be so successful, but there won't be long before I pass you, too.
That's the spirit. Let's see what you're made of then, Sawi. Let's not start a rivalry here, you two. And Estelle, keep your focus at the task at hand. We have a test later today, remember?
Huh? Wait, what test?
Please tell me you didn't forget about the test, Estelle. You know, the one that checks whether or not we've mastered the skills we've been learning in training. Don't you remember Shara saying that if we failed, we'd be stuck with a ton of extra homework?
Crap, I totally forgot. Now that you mention it, I guess I kind of remember her saying something like that. Don't sweat it. I'm sure we'll admit it somehow or other.
I honestly don't know how you survived this long, Estelle. Your brain is like a sieve. Papa is sad. How could any child of mine end up with such a careless, over-optimistic personality?
But you're the one that raised me, so I definitely got it from you.
I swear that the two of you act so much alike. But whatever. We should probably head over to the guild soon, Estelle. Shara's going to be there waiting for us.
Sounds like a plan. You know how crazy scary she gets if someone keeps her waiting. Oh, before I forget, it's my turn to cook dinner tonight. Is there any particular meal you'd like to eat, Dad? Any requests?
Something I'd like to eat, huh? How about ruin-style scallop fish in a balsamic vinegar sauce?
What's that?
I think that's a little more than Estelle's cooking skills can handle, or our stomachs. You're right. I just wait to see what kind of reaction I get. I'll just have to use a fried fish and omelet. No need for anything fancy, but do try to make something edible.
How rude! But I can't actually say he's wrong.
Actually, I do have one favor to ask before you head out. I'd like you to pick me up a copy of the Liberal News from the General Goods Store. They're supposed to be getting the latest edition today.
Got it! 1 copy of Liberal News from the General Goods Store.
Received 500 from Mira. If there's any money left over, you can have it as your allowance. However, that means no wasteful spending.
Alright, thanks, Dad.
Okay, we're heading out now. See you later, Dad. Work hard and give Sherazade my regards. Holy crap, I kinda accidentally clicked out the window. Alright, I finally get to freaking move around! After this long prologue! Wait, can I use the controller here? Hang on. That's real bright, it's still bright. Alright, so I can actually use my controller. Thank frick. Because I was about to get confused very fast. Oh! Dynamic camera movement. So I get to control Estelle. I guess he's kind of our MC here. So I guess it's safe to say that Joshua went on here and got adopted into the family, So that's why he got their last name, Joshua Bright, and not his own last name, I guess. But then they keep emphasizing his amber eyes, so I'm pretty sure that's going to become an actual huge plot point. City of Roland! We're in the city of Roland! Looks like we've made good time. Not too early, not too late either.
We just barely graduated from Sunday school. I never dreamed we'd have to study so hard to become bracers.
Well, you're in luck. Today's our last day of training. Truth be told, you're the one who signed up to become a bracer in the first place, so I don't know why you expect to get away with any less effort.
Oh, yeah, guess I did. Alright then, let's get to it and make good this last hazing from Sarah.
You look ready to me. Let's go meet with Sarah at the Bracer Guild over there then. Where's the Bracer Guild? South Avenue. This guild house. Are you the guild house? Because I don't know who you are or where you are.
Unbelievable! My husband knocked over his bookshelves again. The room is now so dusty I can't go inside.
Oh. Glory of the Kingdom, Compendium of Orbital Technology, Guide to the Roland Region, the Subtian Church, the Bracer Guild. I wonder what book I just bought the other day went. Looks like I'm going to have to put these books in order. Yeah, there we are. There you two are. Good morning, Estelle. Good morning, Joshua.
Good morning, Ina.
Good morning.
Is Sarah here already?
Yes, she's visiting, waiting for you upstairs. Once you finish today's training, you'll be recognized as members of the Bracer Guild. Good luck to both of you.
Thanks.
We'll do our best.
The star and the hangman, the women and the magician, and the last of all, inversion through the wheel of fortune. This is the difficult combination. How should I interpret this? Good morning, Sarah. Well, if it isn't Estelle and Joshua, this is a rare occasion for both of you to show up so early. Since it's my last day of training, I figured why not? I'm ready to get this show on the road and become a bracer myself. I'll give you credit for your enthusiasm. I'm going to work you hard today in every way I can think of to make sure that the high-spirited attitude of yours holds up. I hope you're ready. I can feel that enthusiasm dropping already. Quiet, you! Every time I teach you something, you somehow manage to forget it. This training is my way of trying to keep some of that information in your head instead of letting it dribble out of your ears like it usually does. Wah! Joshua! Sarah's picking on me!
Don't worry, Sarah. While Estelle may hate studying and rarely ever does her homework, Ashley is overly naive and has a tendency to stick her nose into everything. Her instincts are sharp, so I'm sure she'll pick up on how to use an orbiment with some practice eventually. Probably.
I guess there's not much I can do now except hope for the best. Hold on a second, Joshua. Somehow I get the feeling that you weren't standing up for me.
Well, that's odd. I'm positive I described all of your best traits accurately.
Whatever. By the way, Cheryl, why were you trying to protect me with your tarot cards? Your face was really intent. Oh, this. I was just trying to get a vague reading about what might happen in the near future. Unfortunately, it doesn't seem to be the right mindset to interpret the cards correctly. You couldn't read the cards?
Now that's surprising to hear.
Actually, the more profound the meaning of the cards, the more difficult they become to interpret. But that's not important now. I think it's time we start your final training. I'll give you a brief rundown of all the information we covered in your previous training. This is the minimum level of knowledge that bracers should have in order to function effectively. And Estelle, make sure you pay especially close attention to what I'm going to say. Yeah.
Orbaments.
Orbaments are mechanical devices that operate by using what is known as orbital energy. A variety of effects can be produced depending on their structure and the type of quartz or process septum installed. Although it's only been about 50 years since their invention, these devices play an integral role in all facets of life, from lights, heaters, and other everyday products to weapons, magic, and even airships. The connection to this technological reform is commonly known as the Orbital Revolution. Bracers are investigative and combat specialists who work to protect the civilians and maintain stability in the respective regions. They aid the community in various ways, such as exterminating monsters, preventing crime, finding lost items, and escorting people and goods. The Bracer Guild, which has established branches across the continent, manages the affairs of the bracers in each region. The kingdom of Liverl, in which we live, sits on the western half of the Zemurian continent and abounds with the nature and deep-rooted traditions. Liverl is so proud to be one of the leading producers of septium on the continent, and is known for its high level of technology used to develop ordnance. Ordnance technology has been a key pillar of support for Liverl in protecting its independence as it contended with its neighboring nations. 10 years ago, when Liverl was invaded by the Erebonian Empire, it used the orbital-powered airships that shaped the kingdom for defeat. Consequently, now even our relationship with the Empire is somewhat sensitive, but thanks to the Queen's political finesse, Liverl enjoyed peace. Let's see, since you got a mountain of stuff to do today, I'll let you off the hook this time with a condensed review. I'm going to speed things up now and move on to the practical portion of your training. Sure? How is today's practical training any different from the training we've done before? Since it's practical, that means you'll be experiencing things firsthand. Therefore, I'm going to have the both of you run through everything else if this were a real bracer job. So what you're saying is, there won't be any studying at a desk involved? Yes, that's exactly what I'm saying. This time you'll have to go out and make physical effort to accomplish your task. I'll make sure you have you work up a sweat, so I hope you're ready. Yes, that's seriously what the doctor ordered. I didn't know what I was going to do if I had to sit another day with my tooth tucked in a desk. I guess I got all worried for nothing. Well, suddenly you're all bright and cheerful, Estelle. Well, let's just hope that smile on your face lasts until the end of today's training. Okay, let's get cracking on your first objective, shall we? Let's have at it! Your first objective will be to confirm the details of the job you will be performing. Before that, there's something we need to give the both of you.
Aina, are they ready?
Yes, they are.
Alright, you two, get one each for yourselves.
These are very important, so make sure to not lose them.
A bracer notebook.
Bracer notebooks serve as the official way to record the status of your current jobs. Also, anything you may hear or anything that you may find rare. These kinds of trivial things can often become clues. No matter how insignificant something may seem, always write it down. Understood.
Huh, this sounds like it's going to be a pain.
Oh, please tell me you have played tricks with me, because I swear I only got one response.
I'm sure there were two.
Keeping an accurate account of all events is an important duty for all bracers. So get with the program and stop trying to make this out to be more than it really is, Estelle.
Okay, I got it.
Make sure you do. Alright then, let's begin. Look over by the door. You can see that there's a bulletin board standing there. First, I want you to go and check the job description and post it there.
You can view the details. Retrieval. Leverage a mirror. Direct request. Searching the sewer beneath the roller and bringing back the contents of the chest. Bracer notebook in the tabs.
Very good. It looks like you were able to see what that were posted without any trouble.
Oh, looks like Team UDF and kind of, shot me a message. Alright, see, Team UDF was supposed to be trying to LP this game, but I decided to beat them to the punch.
Checking regularly to see whether or not there are any urgent tasks that need immediate attention is also an important duty for bracers.
Man, all this talk about duty is starting to cramp my style.
Sure, there are a lot of rules to follow, but there's an equal level of responsibility in the jobs themselves. I think being a bracer calls for much more than just someone with a half-hearted attitude.
I guess you're right. I just have to be more motivated.
Had a change of heart, have you?
You betcha.
Well, before all that motivation sneaks off somewhere, let's get to work on your next task. What will we be doing this time? We'll be headed across the street to Mr. Melder's orbital factory and learning about how to use his services. He has graciously taken time out of his work schedule to explain things, so make sure to be on your best behavior.
Okay.
Here is where you will learn how to use an orbital factory services. In Orbital Factory, you can modify your orbits and synthesize support ports in order to use orbital arts. Arts have a wide range of effects and if mastered can be extremely helpful. The bracer business is a pretty risky occupation, so the guild has a long-standing relationship with these orbital factories. Anyway, this is about as much as I can explain. I'll leave the technical details to the expert. So, Mr. Milders, if you wouldn't mind taking over from here?
No problem. Leave everything to me. So what would it be? So what is it you would like to know about? By definition, that means lights, airships, airship engines, and so on, the types of ordnance. However, the ones we will be discussing today are battle ordnance. Enhance the player's physical abilities and make it possible to use magic. Since each ordnance is adjusted to match the owner's personal aptitude, the structures for these devices differ for each owner.
Simply put, the shape of the fixed elemental slots and lines which connect them vary. At any rate, that's the layman's explanation. In order to install quartz, you must have an open slot. By default, the central slot is open, but the other slots must be opened at an orbital factory like this. It'll take a fair amount of sepet too. EP, which is needed for magic, will also see a max increase according to the number of open slots. I recommend opening them all as soon as possible. So what is it? Simply put, orbital arts are magic which can be disenchanted exclusively through the use of battle ornaments. In other words, a number of peculiar effects can be produced by using the orbital energy stored within these mechanical devices. Since orbital arts can be a mouthful, they are almost universally referred to as arts. Probably ought to have them called that from the get-go. There are several types of arts, but in order to be able to use them, the corresponding quartz must first be synthesized at an orbital factory. Orbits are also set up so that once a particular quartz is installed in a slot, the owner will be able to use those arts. The type of arts can also change depending on the elemental value and combination of installed quartz. Basically, if you want to use water arts, all you have to do is install quartz with a water elemental value. In reality, orbits are much more complex than what I have described, but I think this information should suffice for now. Quartz have a vast number of effects that invade the owner's abilities while simultaneously making it possible for them to use arts. You know, this is starting to kind of remind me of the magic system from Final Fantasy VIII, where you take your magics that you've been absorbing from enemies and stuff, and you equip them to your characters to increase their stats and whatnot. The more powerful the spells that you put on your character, the more powerful that character becomes, and so on. You put Ultima on somebody, they're gonna be hella powerful, and etc., etc. And it only stacks depending on how many times how much of that spell you got. I think that's how it is. Elemental quartz can be fixed slots. Separate fragments of septium, which are dropped by monsters. They are divided into 7 types: earth, water, fire, wind, time, space, and mirage. Sepet can be exchanged for mirror almost anywhere, but at the orbital factory, it can be used to synthesize quartz and open the orbital slots to which to install the synthesized quartz.
Looks like Mr. Milders has answered all of your questions. If there's anything else, let's have you both try and use the services here. For that, you're going to need some sepet. With that amount, you two should be able to synthesize a few quartz. Now I want you to begin by first making an elemental quartz that will work for each of your particular ordnance. In that case, it's any elemental quartz is okay, but for you, Joshua, it has to be a time elemental quartz. Normally at a shop, you'll be able to exchange sepet for mirror, but for this training, you will not be using this service.
Select Modify or Trade to use the orbital factory services. Give Freddy a holler over there. Freddy! The ordnance screen can be utilized. Oh, this. Here, Aqua Blend Stone Hammer. I'm gonna have to be careful when I use with Estelle. I don't know. I don't even know her initial stats, but let's see. Strength is 42. No, I think that water quartz will work just fine for Estelle. She looks like she has a lot, has less HP than Joshua. So let's stick with that.
Looks like you both got recovery and attack art set up. If you balance your arts out between each other like you've done here, this will make dealing with monsters much easier. Additionally, your Grayson notebooks contain information about which quartz allow you to use which arts. If you like more powerful arts, check out the arts and the quartz charts in your Grayson notebooks and find something that works for you. Alright, my training here is almost finished. After all, I'm going to have one of you open a new slot in your ordnance. The more slots you have available to you, the broader range of choices you'll have. Since EP, which is consumed by using arts, can have its max value increased by opening up slots, it would be a good idea to open them all early on. Now I want you to use this separate and open a slot on each of your ordnance. Go ahead and decide which slots you're going to open.
Includes your training, the qualification test.
Pardon? Did you just say test?
You can't honestly tell me that you forgot about the tests again, can you? Didn't I remind you this morning?
Now that you mention it, I vaguely remember when it was some sort of talk along those lines at the breakfast table.
Sometimes I fear for the future of the Bracer Guild and humanity. Well, no sense in worrying about that now.
Let's head to the testing area.
You mean, like, now? I don't know if I'm ready for it.
How about a little less yapping and a little more walking?
Joshua, help me!
Mr. Melders, Freddy, thank you for all your help.
Don't mention it, and good luck with that test of yours. We'll be rooting for you.
I'm going to remember that you let me hide. Try like this, Joshua!
All of your training had finally come down to this. Your qualification test will begin here. I expect to see you both use what you've learned to this point. Understood. What's wrong, Estelle?
Sure?
What now?
I was kind of wondering if there's not going to be a paper test or something.
Did Cassius drop you on your head as a child or something? You just read what was said on the bulletin board not long ago, right?
Yeah,
And I even made you jot down what you read in your bracer notebooks. Unless you forgot that too. I'm pretty sure that job listing mentioned searching for and retrieving an item from the sewers. Ringing any bells yet?
What a relief! Oh, divine adios! I get thanks to thee for thy infinite grace in bestowing us such wonderful gifts as sewers.
So, what you're really saying is that you thought it was a paper test? No wonder you were acting all crazy back at the orbital factory.
Oh, I can finally feel the nostalgia. All those horrible days stuck in a classroom are starting to feel like grand memories indeed.
I'm really starting to wonder if we'll be able to graduate at all.
What's wrong with you? Why do you have to go and say something like that when I'm trying to reminisce about positive things? Alright, that's enough jabbering, you fool. There's supposed to be a test, so how about the both of you try to at least look a little anxious? Just so you know though, if you do happen to flunk the test, you don't even want to imagine the kind of homework I have in store for both of you. We'll be fine. Just tell us what you want us to do and let us loose.
Well, if you're that confident about proving that you're not just blowing hot air, how about proving that you're not just blowing hot air with the results of your test? Anyway, as you both saw on the bulletin board, this test will be a search conducted in rolling sewers. If your objective is to retrieve the contents of a chest which has been placed somewhere in that area. The layout of the sewers is extremely simple, so you don't need to worry about getting lost either. However, there are real, living, breathing monsters down there, so if you get careless and let down your guard, you will be sorry. Also, let me give you this before I forget.
What's this book for?
It's called a monster guide, and it's used to record information about monsters and other opponents you meet. Whenever you figure out an enemy's attributes, you should make an immediate note of it in there. Sounds pretty straightforward to me. He who controls the flow of information controls the tide of the battle, right? That's exactly what I'm saying. You've got a really good head on your shoulders, Joshua.
That's a pretty useful advice. Let's put it through, Sheriff.
We'll put it to good use.
Alrighty then. Let's get pumped up and knock out this test.
Let's. Don't forget though, this is an exam. We should make sure we treat it as such. There appears to be a recovery point set up over there. Let's use it if our HP and EP become low before engaging in any further battles.
A recovery point set up in restoration. Wow. You can actually rest in the middle of a freaking sewer.
Buckets at 12 o'clock.
Be careful to not let them take advantage of your blind side.
Got it.
Monsters can be seen far away. They will become visible as you approach them. The conditions at the start of the battle will change depending on how a monster is engaged. Engaging an enemy from behind is advantageous, while being attacked from it by an enemy from behind is disadvantageous. The battle order indicates who attacks first. It starts from the top and moves on down. Attack an enemy. You may also use it to move if you are using a mouse and click in empty locations. The highlighted area indicates the distance a character can move. Selecting a target in this area will move the character into attack. When the enemy is out of range, a no good icon will appear on your cursor. That's what I'm going to call it. Selecting an out of range target will move the character as close to it as possible, but no attack will be performed. Nice. Alright, I got one monster. I should take up my battle position. But the monster didn't kill me.
That's that then. Let's move out.
Oh, there's actually voice acting in the game when there. Oh my goodness.
Here comes some more.
Depending on the enemy, some physical attacks may be ineffective. Let's use arts, not physical attacks.
Okay.
EP is consumed when arts are used. EP can be recovered by investing in info tokens or by using charge stations and other items like an EP charge. It also takes time before arts can be cast. Attack. Yep. Yep.
Piece of cake.
Not bad. Estelle, let's try using crafts this time around. Some crafts have other effects besides just dealing out damage. They're worth a shot.
Roger that.
Crafts have range limits but can be utilized instantly. CP is gained by dealing out or receiving damage during battle. Crafts are a character-specific skill which not only deal out damage but also have a broad range of effects. Using crafts consumes CP. CP is gradually gained by dealing out or receiving damage in battle. Alright, we get a little morale. Skill check. Alright, strike a point, double hit. Rip!
That's it. Let's move out.
You know, Joshua kind of sounds like Johnny Young Boss. I think it might be Johnny. I honestly think that might be Johnny there. Reviving bomb. The door is rusted and appears to be locked.
Oh, what a surprise! Another creepy thing. I wish there was an easier way to take care of them.
One blow using an S-Crap or S-Bricks will do the trick for just about any enemy. The catch is our CP has to be at least 100 to pull off one of those moves.
Deep devastating attack can only be unleashed when the CP gauge is above 100. S-Breaks are actions which allow S-Craps to be immediately unleashed while ignoring the battle order. S-Craps which are unleashed as S-Breaks will be changed by going to the tactics and then say S-Break and then the main menu. These actions, which allow S-Craps to be immediately unleashed while ignoring the battle order once the CP gauge is zero. S-Craps will be used as the S-Breaks can be changed by going to tactics and then say S-Break within the main menu. Press the break button to unleash an S-Break. An S-Break cannot be unleashed under the condition. Now press the try unleashing an S-Break. Yep. So that's how you do it. Okay. Oh, now they're attacking me.
Let's do this.
Nice.
We're good to go.
Alrighty then. Monster Hoon. I think that might be the treasure in question, huh?
So that's the treasure chest we're after, huh? If we made it this far, the rest is gonna be a piece of cake.
Seems like we got a little breathing room at least. Let's pay close attention to our battle order this time. There'll be a number of ways to get more mileage out of our actions. Several bonuses which could be allotted to turns. Okay. Battle orders. If a bonus icon appears next to a character's icon, they will receive that bonus. Heal HP, step it up, indicate the effects of each icon. Yep. Oh. Okay, good. Let's kill this guy first. Fewer enemies, the better off will be. Uh-oh. Alright, that's one down. Alright. I'm actually pretty okay with this battle system. There we go. Not bad.
All right, Queen rule.
That's the horn and bones. Small box.
That's weird. There's a couple of boxes inside the treasure chest. The fact that it's not just one, but two is kind of interesting too. Wonder what's inside.
Remember us though, our mission is to search and retrieve only. I'm pretty sure looking inside those boxes doesn't fall under our mission objective.
Yeah, no fun and all, Joshua. This has nothing to do with the mission. This is what I like to call good, honest curiosity. You know, we're the only ones down here. We could get away with a easy pink, right?
If you feel like flunking today's test, then by all means, be my guest.
Did you just say the F word?
Yep, opening one of those boxes could result in an automatic fail for the both of us. If this were a real job, the contents of those boxes would belong to the client. As long as they were nothing illegal, we would have no right to open them.
I know you're right, Joshua, but I just can't help myself.
If you absolutely have to know what's inside, why not ask Miss Cheryl when we get back? But for now, we need to focus on getting out of here.
Alright.
I rest!
Good work, you two. As a rule of training, I'm going to need to confirm the items in your possession. Yep, they're the real deal, alright. I don't see any evidence of tampering either. That was a close one.
I figured she would try to set us up like that.
Congratulations to the both of you. You have successfully passed off your qualification test. You didn't really think something as simple would be improbable, did you? So, Cheryl, what's in those boxes you had us get?
That's for me to know and for you to find out after your training is finished. That's enough chit-chat for now. Let's get back to work. You two have some things left to do.
Seriously? Didn't you say we passed the test?
You still have to learn about how to report the results of your work.
I'm aware that you're both tired, but there's no time to shirk your duties. Now get back to the guild.
When is this day gonna be over? Well, no sense in giving up when the finish line is in sight.
Agreed. It seems like we're within reaching distance of our goal. Your final training is how to report to the guild. Whenever you finish a job, it is your duty to report the results of your work to the guild. Reporting how you resolved the situation and the steps you took to get there are all part of your job as a bracer. You can report the results to the front desk in each guild branch. As long as you know by now, Ina is in charge here at the Roland branch. In addition, this is where you will be paid for your work. I look forward to seeing great things from both of you. Now that you're here, why don't you go ahead and report the results of today's training?
Receive payment for a training retrieval. One BP, 500 mirror.
Good job, you two. Seems like you were able to complete your objective without running into any major problems. Another thing to take note of is that depending on how you handle a job, you may see an increase or decrease in the amount of pay you receive. When you report the results of your work to the guild, pay in the form of mirror isn't the only thing you'll receive. You'll also accumulate points, which are known as bracer points. BP are an indication of your achievements as a bracer. When these points exceed a certain value, you will advance a rank as a bracer and be awarded with a piece of special equipment by the guild. The ranks of junior bracers start at 9 and go all the way up to 1. Please set your sights on making first rank and work hard.
Oh god, I'm getting tired too. Shoot.
The amount of BP and amount of mirror and BP you will receive will also be recorded in your bracer notebooks, so please have a look sometime later on. All that's left now is to finalize your training. Let's head back upstairs, shall we? I'll talk to you later, Ina, and sorry about putting more work on your plate than usual. Don't worry about it. Training new bracers is important for the future of the guild. I fully intend to work these two to the bone in any case. To the bone?
And knowing Shara, it'll involve the whip.
Let me say it again, good work, you two. Now you have officially completed the entire training course. From now on, you will be learning from your own real-world experience. Well then...
Aren't those boxes the ones?
In answer to your question, yes, these are the boxes you retrieved during today's test. You seem awfully curious to find out what's inside this stuff.
Are you saying it's okay if we open them?
That's right. Why don't the both of you have a look and see what's inside?
Sweet!
Alright, let's have a look.
Junior Bracer Emblem.
The crystals!
So does that mean we're... Estelle Bright, Joshua Bright, beginning today at 1500 hours, you are hereby appointed as junior bracers within the Bracer Guild. From here on, you will work as members of the Bracer Guild to support the livelihood of those around you, defend peace, and uphold justice. Congratulations, you two, and welcome to the fold.
Did you hear that, Joshua? We become members of the Bracer Guild!
So I'm a bracer now, huh? I think the realization is now beginning to sink in.
Come on, Joshua! You should be jumping for joy of running around and screaming at the top of your lungs like this! Look at us now, world! We did it!
I was happy until you made my eardrum bleed. Hate to interrupt celebrations, sister, but I need to take off now. I have some backed up work that needs my immediate attention.
We understand. You have been spending a lot of extra hours working with us during this busy time for the guild. Before you head out, Shara, I just wanted to say thanks.
Likewise, I appreciate all the trouble you've gone through for us, Shara. Don't mention it. Training new recruits is one of Brace's many duties. Believe it or not, I was once in your shoes a long time ago when your father Cassius trained me.
So that's why you have so much respect for my dad, huh?
There's actually more to it than that. I'll save that conversation for another day. And for the both of you, work hard to become full-fledged racers early on, so you can help guide those new recruits who come after yourselves. And in time, I hope to see you both become respectable bracers like your father. Anyway, I leave you both with that thought.
I just don't get it.
Get what?
The Sheriff, aka the Silver Streak, one of those guild young bracers we're talking about. So why is it that she holds Dad in such high esteem? He just seems like nothing more than a no-good middle-aged man who's always out doing who knows what instead of being a father.
A no-good middle-aged man, huh? From your viewpoint, it doesn't come as a surprise that you would see him in that fashion.
Huh?
Never mind. Let's hurry and head home. We shall let Dad know that we qualified as junior bracers.
Right!
Alright! So, how do I save? Oh, this is how I save, okay. Alright, now that we are done finally saved, I can go ahead and wrap up this part of the LP. For now, and this will be your boy Jubbz signing out. Whoop!